Hello, everyone. I'm Natasha, your host for today. And if you're new here, I want you to know that we upload powerful, practical English learning lessons every single day to help you improve your English faster and feel more confident in your daily life. In today's masterclass, you're going to train your English speaking skills with me, step by step, and we're going to focus on something every learner needs: improving your English speaking with advanced vocabulary and natural daily life phrases. This lesson is designed to help you speak more clearly, more confidently, and more naturally, the way real English speakers talk in everyday situations. Throughout this video, you will practice advanced English vocabulary that you can actually use in your real life, whether you're talking at work, chatting with friends, explaining your ideas, expressing your feelings, or having daily conversations. By the end of this masterclass, you will understand how to think in better English, how to choose stronger vocabulary, how to use natural expressions, and how to train your brain to speak English smoothly and confidently. You'll also go through speaking practice with me, listening practice, shadowing moments, and real-life advanced English phrases that will help you sound fluent and confident when you speak. Every example, every exercise, and every explanation will be focused on daily life, so you can apply it immediately. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss any of our new English learning lessons. So, take a breath, relax, and get ready for a powerful English speaking masterclass. Let's get started. When you begin any new journey in English speaking, the first and most important thing you need is connection. A connection between your thoughts and the words that come out of your mouth. And in this masterclass, I am here to help you build that connection stronger, clearer, and more confidently each minute. Many learners think speaking fluently is only about knowing grammar or memorizing vocabulary, but the truth is, fluency starts in your mind. It begins with how you think about English, how you understand English, and how you practice expressing yourself in simple, natural ways. So in this journey together, I want you to relax, breathe, and allow yourself to speak slowly, calmly, and confidently with me. Imagine for a moment that English is not a subject, not a classroom topic, but a tool you use in everyday life, something you carry with you wherever you go, something that supports you when you need to express yourself. When you think of English this way, it becomes easier to grow your vocabulary, use advanced phrases naturally, and speak with more confidence. And today, I want you to train your brain to think like an English speaker, to notice the language around you, to understand the rhythm of natural sentences, and to practice expressing your ideas without fear. When you start thinking in English, speaking becomes easier. And when speaking becomes easier, you begin to feel more confident in every situation, whether you're talking to a colleague, a friend, a customer, or even a stranger. And this is exactly what we will focus on in this masterclass: building your speaking strength through daily life examples, advanced vocabulary you can actually use, and mental training that helps you express ideas smoothly. Let's begin by imagining a simple moment in your daily life. You wake up in the morning, you get ready, you look at yourself in the mirror, and you take a moment to tell yourself something in English. Maybe you say, "Today, I want to speak more clearly. Today, I want to express myself with confidence. Today, I want to use stronger vocabulary. This simple self-talk is incredibly powerful because it activates your English brain. It prepares you mentally, and it makes your mind ready for communication. But many learners feel stuck when trying to speak. They understand English when listening. They understand English when reading. But when it's time to speak, the words don't come out smoothly. And that's because the brain hasn't practiced forming thoughts in English. So right now, I want you to practice with me. In your mind, complete this sentence. Today, I want to improve my English because, and let your brain fill the rest. Maybe your reason is work. Maybe your reason is confidence. Maybe your reason is personal growth. Whatever it is, feel it, say it, and allow it to guide your learning. Now, let's move into our first practice moment. I want you to listen carefully. Then repeat after me in your own time. I am training my brain to speak English more confidently. I express my thoughts clearly and calmly. I choose strong vocabulary when I speak. I speak English every day, and I am improving step by step. Say these lines slowly and let them settle inside you. This is not just speaking practice. This is mindset practice, and mindset is a big part of fluency. When your mind is calm, your English becomes clear. When your mind is focused, your English becomes powerful. Now, let's start bringing advanced vocabulary into your everyday life. Many people think advanced English means difficult words, but true advanced English is about choosing the right words. Simple, natural, strong words that help you express ideas with clarity. For example, instead of saying very important, you can say essential. Instead of saying very big, you can say massive. Instead of saying very small, you can say tiny. These words are simple, but they make your English sound richer and more confident. Let's do a small daily life practice using advanced vocabulary. Imagine you're talking to a friend about your plans. You can say, "Today, I have a few essential tasks to complete." This sentence sounds natural, calm, and advanced. You're not forcing difficult language. You're just using precise words. Now, imagine you're talking about your home. You look around and think, "My room is tiny, but it feels comfortable." That's advanced English used in a simple sentence. You don't need to impress people with long words. You only need to communicate clearly, with confidence. Let's practice more. Imagine you're at work and someone asks how your day is going. Instead of saying, "I'm very tired," you can say, "I feel exhausted today." Instead of saying, "I'm very busy," you can say, "I'm incredibly busy at the moment." Using words like exhausted, incredibly, absolutely, extremely helps express your feelings with more depth and accuracy. Listen and repeat slowly. I'm absolutely ready to improve my English speaking skills. My schedule is incredibly busy, but I still make time to practice. I'm completely focused on becoming more fluent. I'm extremely motivated to learn new vocabulary. Let these words flow naturally from your mouth. Don't force them. Don't rush. Allow your voice to move with the rhythm of each sentence. Speaking is not just about the words you choose. It's also about your tone, your pace, your clarity, and your confidence. Now, let's imagine another daily life situation. You're out with a friend, and you want to describe how your day has been so far. You can say something like, "It has been a productive morning. I completed a few essential tasks, and now I feel more organized. Notice how natural this sounds. Simple but advanced. Comfortable but elegant. Clear but expressive. Your goal as an English speaker is not to sound complicated. Your goal is to sound confident, natural, and expressive. And to achieve that, you need to practice expressing ideas in full sentences, not short phrases, not disconnected words, but complete thoughts. And that's what we will keep doing throughout this masterclass. Now, I want to ask you a question. When was the last time you tried to explain something in English and felt stuck? Maybe you couldn't find the right words. Maybe your mind froze. Maybe the sentence structure felt confusing. This feeling is normal, and it happens because the brain hasn't practiced forming longer ideas in English. So let's practice that together. Imagine someone asks you, "How's your English learning going?" You can answer with a natural, advanced response like, "I'm making steady progress. I'm learning to express myself more clearly, and I'm practicing new vocabulary every day." This response is smooth, confident, and advanced, even though the words are simple. Now try saying this. "I've been focusing on improving my fluency by speaking more consistently." This is a strong daily life sentence that shows progress, confidence, and clarity. Take a moment, breathe slowly, and repeat these sentences out loud, if possible. Your brain learns faster when you speak with your actual voice. Now, I want you to imagine another common moment. You're meeting someone new, and you want to introduce yourself with confidence. You can say, "I'm working on improving my English speaking skills so I can communicate more effectively in my daily life." This is a natural, advanced self-introduction sentence that feels professional, friendly, and confident. Every time you practice like this, you build a stronger foundation for fluent speaking. The more you repeat these kinds of sentences, the more natural they feel, and the faster you will improve. And now, let me guide you through another short practice session. Listen carefully, then repeat slowly. I'm learning to speak English with clarity and confidence. I use advanced vocabulary naturally in my daily conversations. I express my ideas smoothly and calmly. My English is improving every day through practice. Keep your voice soft. Keep your mind calm. Let the sentences move naturally. This is how fluency grows. When you begin improving your English speaking skills, one thing you must understand is that your brain needs patterns. Your mind needs familiar structures that it can use again and again in different situations. When you rely only on memorizing vocabulary lists or grammar rules, your speaking feels slow and difficult because those words and rules don't come from natural patterns. But when your mind learns sentence patterns that express real ideas, everything becomes easier. Speaking becomes faster, vocabulary becomes easier to remember, and your confidence grows with every conversation. Take a moment right now and think about how you normally form sentences in your native language. You don't think about grammar. You don't plan every word. You simply follow natural patterns that your mind already knows. That is exactly what we are training in English today. Natural speaking patterns that allow you to talk smoothly and confidently in daily life. Let's start by imagining a simple moment. You are sitting in a cafe, waiting for your order. Someone asks you, "What are you working on these days?" You can reply naturally and confidently by saying, I'm working on improving my English speaking skills because I want to communicate more effectively with people around me. Notice how soft, natural, and fluent this sounds. There's no pressure, no complicated grammar, just a clear, confident expression. Now let's expand that into other moments. You're talking to a colleague at work. They ask how your English is improving. You can say, I've been practicing advanced vocabulary in my daily conversations, and it's helping me sound more confident when I speak. Again, simple but advanced, natural but expressive. Your fluency grows when you repeat this type of sentence in different situations. So let's practice a little more. I want you to imagine you're talking to a friend. They ask how your learning journey is going. You can answer, I'm learning new phrases that help me express myself more clearly, and I'm slowly becoming more comfortable speaking in different situations. This is advanced English in a natural daily life form. Now take a moment, breathe deeply, and repeat the sentence softly in your mind or out loud. I'm slowly becoming more comfortable speaking in different situations. Feel the calmness of the sentence. Feel the rhythm. This rhythm is what makes English sound natural. Another powerful way to upgrade your speaking is by learning alternative expressions. Instead of repeating basic phrases like I like, I think, or I want, you can use stronger expressions that sound more advanced. For example, instead of I like learning new words, you can say, I enjoy discovering new vocabulary that helps me express myself better. Instead of I think English is difficult, you can say, I feel that English can be challenging, but I'm improving step by step. And instead of I want to improve, you can say, I am determined to make real progress in my English speaking. These changes may feel small, but they add a natural sophistication to your English. Let's practice these together. Repeat softly after me if you can. I enjoy discovering new vocabulary that helps me speak more clearly. I feel that English can be challenging, but I'm improving every day. I'm determined to make real progress in my speaking skills. I'm becoming more fluent with every practice session. Now imagine another daily life situation. You're at work, and someone asks you to explain a task or share your opinion. Instead of giving a short answer, try expressing your ideas in full, natural sentences. For example, you can say, I believe this approach will work better because it's more efficient and easier to understand. Or, from my point of view, this solution is more practical for the long term. These are advanced phrases that make your English sound thoughtful and confident. Let's build a little conversation inside your mind. Someone asks you, what have you been focusing on recently? You can respond, recently, I've been focusing on improving my speaking confidence. I'm practicing advanced vocabulary, learning useful daily life expressions, and trying to speak more naturally without overthinking. This type of answer shows confidence, clarity, and fluency. Now pause for a moment and repeat after me in a calm voice. I'm practicing advanced vocabulary in my daily life. I'm learning to speak without overthinking. I express my ideas with confidence and clarity. I'm becoming more fluent because I practice consistently. These sentences create a strong foundation in your mind, and the more you repeat them, the more natural speaking will feel. Let's now move into a deeper daily life example. Imagine you're meeting someone new for the first time. Instead of saying, Hi, my name is, you can add a more advanced touch. You can say, "Hi, I'm working on improving my English speaking skills, so conversations like this really help me practice." This response is polite, honest, confident, and advanced. It opens the door for more conversation and makes you sound relaxed and self-assured. Now imagine you're at a family gathering and someone asks you how your English is going. You might say, "I'm building better habits every day. I'm practicing speaking more often, and I can already feel the improvement." This simple sentence highlights your progress and makes you sound motivated. Let's take this even further. Imagine you're asked to describe your progress in more detail. You can say, "I've been learning advanced phrases that help me express more complex ideas, and I feel more confident using English in real situations now." This is a complete, advanced, natural-sounding response that you can use anywhere. All these sentences may look simple, but they are powerful because they are realistic. You can use them in daily conversations at home, work, school, on the phone, or anywhere else. Now let's move into a guided speaking practice. I will say a line, and you repeat it in your mind or out loud. Keep your tone soft and your pace slow. I'm improving my English one step at a time. I'm learning to use advanced expressions in my daily conversations. I express myself clearly and calmly. I speak with confidence, even when I make mistakes. I'm turning English speaking into a natural habit. Let each sentence feel like a part of you. The more you repeat, the easier they become. Another way to improve your speaking skills is to visualize real situations before they happen. Imagine you're about to meet someone. Imagine you're about to give your opinion. Imagine you're about to explain something. Your brain responds to these mental rehearsals almost the same way it responds to real speaking. So when the real moment comes, you feel more prepared. Try this right now. Imagine someone asks you, "How was your day today?" Instead of giving a short answer, expand your reply. You can say, "My day has been quite productive. I managed to finish some tasks, and now I'm focusing on improving my English speaking skills." This sentence sounds advanced, calm, and natural. Now, imagine someone asks, "What are your goals?" You can say, "One of my goals is to speak English with more confidence and ease. I want to express my thoughts without hesitation." Again, simple but advanced. Now imagine someone asks, "How often do you practice English?" You can reply, "I try to practice every day. Sometimes I shadow sentences. Sometimes I learn new vocabulary. And sometimes I simply talk to myself in English to stay comfortable with speaking." This is a powerful habit and a natural advanced response. Let's practice a few more advanced phrases together. Repeat slowly after me. I feel more confident speaking English every day. I'm learning to choose stronger vocabulary in my conversations. I communicate with more clarity and control. I'm developing a natural rhythm when I speak. Now let's move into another real-life scenario. Imagine you're at the office and someone asks for your opinion on a new idea. You can say, "I think this idea has potential, but I believe we can improve it by making a few adjustments." This is a balanced, advanced, professional expression. Imagine someone asks you for help. You can say, "I'd be happy to help. Just let me know what you need." This sounds calm, friendly, and natural. Imagine you're explaining something difficult. You can say, "Let me put it in simpler words." This phrase is extremely useful in daily life. and it makes you sound like a clear communicator. Let's practice these expressions together now. Repeat slowly. I think this idea has potential. I believe we can improve it. I'd be happy to help. Let me put it in simpler words. These expressions are simple, but they add maturity and clarity to your English. Now, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and repeat these daily life confidence sentences after me. I speak English with confidence. I express my thoughts naturally. I enjoy learning and improving. I speak more fluently every day. Feel each sentence. Let it enter your mindset. Because speaking fluently starts with how you feel about your own voice. As you continue improving your English speaking skills, one of the most powerful habits you can develop is the ability to describe your thoughts clearly. Many learners often know the words they want to use, but they're unsure how to connect them naturally. The key is to practice explaining simple things in full sentences, because when you learn to explain simple things clearly, you automatically become better at explaining complex things later. This is how confidence grows, one clear explanation at a time. Let's begin with something we all experience every day: how you feel. Instead of answering with short basic replies like, I'm fine, or I'm okay, you can express yourself more naturally with advanced vocabulary. For example, you can say, I'm feeling quite refreshed today because I slept really well last night. Or, I'm a little overwhelmed today, but I'm managing everything step by step. These sentences show emotional clarity and natural fluency. Let's practice a few advanced expressions for feelings. Repeat softly after me. I'm feeling quite energized today because I started my morning well. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, but I'm handling things calmly. I'm in a productive mood and ready to focus. I'm feeling peaceful and more confident with my English. These sentences may feel longer than you're used to, but longer, complete thoughts help build fluency. They force your brain to connect ideas smoothly, which is the basis of natural speaking. Now, imagine you're describing your day. Instead of saying, my day was good, you can say, my day was really productive. I finished several tasks, and I feel satisfied with my progress. This type of sentence gives more details and shows maturity in your English. Try this one. My day was surprisingly calm. I had enough time to focus on my work, and everything went smoothly. You can feel how elegant and natural this sounds, and this is exactly how fluent speakers talk in daily life. Now, let's practice together. Repeat slowly after me. My day was productive, and I managed everything well. My day was calm, and I appreciated the peaceful moments. My day felt meaningful because I focused on my goals. My day was challenging, but I handled it step by step. Now imagine you're describing something you learned recently. Instead of saying, I learned something new in English, you can say, I recently learned a new expression in English that helps me sound more natural when I speak. This is advanced, clear, and simple. Or you can say, I've been learning new conversations that make my speaking more confident. These sentences show progress and depth. Now repeat after me. I've been learning expressions that make my English sound more natural. I've discovered new vocabulary that helps me express myself clearly. I'm practicing conversations that build my speaking confidence. I'm learning new daily life phrases that support my fluency. These sentences slowly shape your English voice, your speaking rhythm, your natural flow, and every time you repeat them, your mind becomes stronger. Now let's move into another powerful daily life speaking habit, describing your thoughts instead of keeping them short. Most English learners give very short answers during conversations, and this makes it hard to sound fluent. For example, if someone asks what you think about something, instead of saying, "It's good," you can expand your idea. You can say, "I think it's a great idea because it's simple, practical, and easy to apply." Or, "I feel this approach works well because it gives us more flexibility." These longer answers sound confident and advanced. Let's practice together. Repeat slowly in your mind. "I think this idea is helpful because it's practical." "I believe this approach works well because it's flexible." "I feel this method is effective because it's easy to follow." Now imagine you're giving your opinion in a friendly conversation. You can say, "In my opinion, this is a very useful habit because it helps me stay organized." Or, "From my point of view, this option seems more effective." These expressions help you speak more professionally and confidently. Now try repeating. "In my opinion, this habit is extremely useful." "From my point of view, this option is more effective." "I personally feel this idea will work well for us." Now let's imagine you're explaining something in daily life. For example, you're helping a friend understand a situation. You can say, "Let me explain it briefly," or "Let me put it in simpler words," or "Here's what I mean." These are natural, advanced phrases used by fluent speakers everywhere. Repeat softly after me. "Let me explain it briefly." "Let me put it in simpler words." "Here's what I mean." "This is the main idea I want to share." Using these expressions makes your speaking smooth and confident. You sound clear, calm, and natural. Now imagine another scenario. You're talking about your goals. Instead of saying, "I want to improve my English," you can say, "One of my main goals right now is to improve my English speaking skills so I can express myself naturally." This sounds advanced but still natural. Or you can say, "My goal is to build strong speaking habits that help me communicate with confidence." These sentences show maturity and clarity. Repeat after me. "My goal is to express myself naturally in English." "I want to build strong speaking habits." "I'm working on developing more confidence when I speak." "I'm improving step by step through daily practice." Now let's talk about another powerful speaking skill, giving clear descriptions. For example, imagine you're describing an object. Instead of saying, "It's nice," you can say, "It has a simple design, and I really like the clean look." Or if you're describing a place, instead of saying, "It's beautiful," you can say, "The place has a peaceful atmosphere, and the view is absolutely stunning." These small additions help your English sound more expressive. Let's practice. Repeat softly after me. "The room has a calm and comfortable atmosphere." "The design is simple, but it looks really elegant." "The place feels peaceful, and the view is beautiful." "It has a clean and modern style that I really like." Now imagine you're describing a person. Instead of saying, "She's nice," you can say, "She has a warm personality and always makes people feel comfortable." Or instead of saying, "He's smart," you can say, "He has a very thoughtful way of looking at things." These expressions describe people more naturally. Repeat after me. She has a very warm and friendly personality. He has a thoughtful way of understanding things. She speaks with confidence and kindness. He is extremely supportive and easy to talk to. Now let's go deeper into daily conversations. Imagine someone asks what you've been doing lately. You can say, I've been focusing on creating better habits in my life, especially with my English speaking practice. Or, I've been learning new vocabulary that helps me sound more fluent. These are natural, fluent expressions. Repeat with me. I've been focusing on creating better habits. I've been working on improving my speaking confidence. I've been learning vocabulary that helps me sound natural. I've been practicing conversations to build fluency. Now imagine someone asks you how English has helped you. You can answer in an advanced way by saying, Learning English has helped me express myself more confidently in different situations. Or, English has opened new opportunities for me, and I feel more prepared for global communication. These types of answers show maturity and growth. Repeat softly. Learning English has helped me express myself confidently. It has opened new opportunities for me. It has helped me communicate better with people. I feel more confident because of my English practice. Now let's shift to another powerful skill, connecting your sentences smoothly. Fluent English speakers use small connecting phrases like actually, honestly, basically, to be honest, from my experience. And the interesting thing is, these connectors make your speaking flow naturally, and they make your sentences feel smoother. Repeat after me. Honestly, I feel more confident speaking English now. Actually, I've been practicing a lot lately. Basically, I'm trying to improve my speaking habits. The interesting thing is, I'm becoming more fluent every day. Now imagine using these connectors in daily conversations. You can say things like, honestly, I'm trying to improve my speaking because I want to feel more confident at work. Or, actually, I learned a new expression that I really like. These sentences show natural flow. Now repeat. Honestly, I'm trying to build better speaking skills. Actually, I learned something new today. Basically, I'm improving step by step. To be honest, I feel proud of my progress. And now take a slow breath. Feel the calmness of your voice. Feel the rhythm of your thoughts. Because speaking fluently is not about perfection. It's about clarity, confidence, calmness, and practice. As you continue improving your English speaking skills, it's important to learn how to talk about your thoughts, your plans, your routines, and your experiences with more detail and confidence. These are the kinds of conversations that happen in daily life. And the more comfortable you become with describing your day, your feelings, your ideas, and your actions, the more naturally your English speaking will grow. Let's start with something simple but powerful, talking about your daily routine. Most learners say things like, I wake up, I eat breakfast, I go to work, but fluent English speakers use more expressive and advanced language. For example, instead of saying, I wake up, you can say, I usually start my morning around 7, and I try to begin my day with a calm mindset. This sounds more natural and advanced. Or instead of saying, I eat breakfast, you can say, I usually prepare a light breakfast to give myself a good start to the day. These small changes make your speaking sound smoother and more confident. So let's practice imagining your morning together. Picture yourself waking up. The room is quiet. The day is new, and you take a moment to prepare your mind. You can say, I start my morning slowly. I take a few minutes to breathe and organize my thoughts. This is calm, natural, and fluent. Now imagine you're making your breakfast. You can describe it by saying, I usually prepare a simple breakfast, something light but energizing, because it helps me stay focused throughout the day. This sounds advanced, but still comfortable. Now imagine you're getting ready for the day. You can say, I take a moment to plan my tasks, get dressed, and prepare myself mentally for everything ahead. These sentences show natural flow and confidence. Now let's practice saying a few sentences together softly. Repeat in your mind or out loud. I start my morning with a calm mindset. I prepare a light and energizing breakfast. I take a moment to plan my day. I get ready slowly and focus on staying positive. These sentences are simple, but they help build strong speaking habits that make you sound fluent in real situations. Now let's talk about another common daily life topic: describing your plans. When someone asks about your plans, try to give detailed, complete answers. Instead of saying, I will study, you can say, I'm planning to spend some time studying English today because I want to strengthen my speaking skills. Or instead of saying, I'm going out, you can say, I'm planning to meet a friend later today and spend some time relaxing. Let's practice some natural advanced expressions for plans. Repeat softly. I'm planning to improve my English speaking today. I'm thinking of organizing my tasks and staying productive. I'm planning to spend some time learning new vocabulary. I might meet a friend later if I have time. These sentences show that you're thinking clearly about your day, and they help you sound more fluent when you speak. Now imagine someone asks you about your evening plans. You can say, I usually like to end my day with a little reflection, maybe watch something in English, or review the new words I learned during the day. This shows good habits and fluency. Now imagine someone asks, what are your goals for this week? You can say, this week, I'm focusing on building better speaking habits and practicing advanced expressions so I can express my ideas more clearly. This is natural, expressive, and confident. Try repeating this. This week, I'm focusing on building consistent speaking habits. And now try this. I'm planning to speak more and hesitate less. These phrases slowly build confidence in your speaking. Now let's move into another powerful daily life conversation topic: describing your experiences. When someone asks, how was your weekend? Or, how was your day? You can respond in more expressive and advanced ways. Instead of saying, it was good, try saying, it was quite relaxing. I spent some time with my family and enjoyed a peaceful weekend. Or, instead of saying, it was okay, try saying, it was a little busy, but I managed everything well and still found some time to rest. Let's practice these expressions. Repeat softly. It was quite relaxing, and I enjoyed a peaceful day. It was a little busy, but I managed everything well. It was productive, and I completed several important tasks. It felt meaningful because I focused on my goals. Now imagine someone asks you about an experience you had recently. For example, you tried something new, learned something new, or visited somewhere new. You can say, I recently tried something new, and it was a refreshing experience. Or you can say, I learned something new this week, and it really helped me understand English more deeply. These sentences sound natural and advanced. Repeat after me. I recently learned something new, and it really helped me. I tried something new, and it was a refreshing experience. I discovered a useful expression that I can use in daily life. I understood something more clearly after practicing. Now let's practice a longer, more advanced description. Imagine someone asks you how your English practice has been recently. You can say, recently, I've been focusing on building better speaking habits. I'm learning advanced phrases, practicing daily life conversations, and trying to use more natural expressions in my speaking. This is fluent, expressive, and confident. Repeat softly. I've been focusing on building better speaking habits. I'm practicing daily life conversations to improve my fluency. I'm learning advanced expressions that help me sound natural. I feel more confident every time I practice. Now let's move into another important part of speaking, expressing opinions naturally. When you share your opinion, try to use soft phrases that make your speaking sound polite, confident, and thoughtful. For example, you can say, I personally feel that, or, in my opinion, or, from my experience. These are natural expressions used by fluent speakers. Repeat slowly after me. I personally feel that this helps me improve. In my opinion, consistent practice is essential. From my experience, daily speaking makes a big difference. I believe this method works well for most learners. Now imagine someone asks you about your thoughts on improving English speaking. You can say, in my opinion, speaking improves when you stop worrying about mistakes and start focusing on expressing yourself clearly. Or you can say, from my perspective, using advanced vocabulary naturally takes time, but with daily practice, it becomes easier. Repeat softly. In my opinion, speaking improves when you practice consistently. From my perspective, advanced vocabulary becomes natural with time. I believe fluency grows with calm, clear practice. I personally feel more confident each time I speak. Now let's imagine a real conversation. Someone asks you, how do you practice English every day? You can answer with confidence. I practice English by speaking to myself, shadowing sentences, learning new expressions, and trying to use English whenever possible in my daily life. This sounds natural and fluent. Try saying this. I practice English by involving it in my daily routine. Your speaking becomes stronger when you talk about your habits. So let's practice more. I try to include English in my daily routine. I speak to myself in English to stay comfortable with speaking. I learn expressions that I can use in real conversations. I repeat sentences to improve my pronunciation and fluency. Now take a moment, breathe slowly, and feel your progress. Every sentence you repeat, every practice moment, every expression you try is building your fluency, step by step, calmly, naturally. Now imagine another daily life situation. You're meeting a friend or colleague. They ask what you've been doing lately. You can say, I've been focusing a lot on improving my English speaking skills. It's something I really want to master, so I practice whenever I get a chance. This sounds natural and confident. Let's practice even more advanced expressions. I'm making steady progress, and I can feel the improvement. I'm slowly developing a more natural speaking style. I'm becoming more confident using English in daily situations. I'm learning to express myself without hesitation. These sentences are strong because they show growth, they show maturity, they show confidence. Now imagine talking about your challenges. It's normal to have challenges, and fluent speakers use calm, advanced language to describe them. You can say, "Sometimes I struggle with finding the right words quickly, but I'm working on it by practicing more consistently." Or, "I occasionally hesitate when I speak, but I'm learning to stay calm." And keep going. Practice these lines softly. Sometimes I struggle, but I'm improving. I occasionally hesitate, but I stay calm and continue. I make mistakes, but they help me learn. I'm becoming more comfortable every day. These sentences remind you that fluency is a journey, not a race. Now imagine someone asks you, "What motivates you to learn English?" You can say, "English motivates me because it gives me confidence in international situations, helps me connect with more people, and allows me to express myself freely." This sounds natural, clear, and advanced. Practice softly. English motivates me because it opens opportunities. It helps me express myself confidently. It allows me to connect with more people. It gives me confidence in different situations. Feel how natural and expressive these sentences sound. This is the kind of speaking that feels comfortable, fluent, and confident in real life. As you continue building your English speaking confidence, it's important to understand that fluency is not just about vocabulary. It's about how comfortably you can express your ideas in different situations. Every conversation you have, whether it's at home, at work, with friends, or even with yourself, creates a strong foundation for natural speaking. And the more you practice these small daily conversations, the more fluent you become over time. Let's begin by practicing how to talk about decisions. In daily life, you make decisions every single day. And this gives you a great opportunity to practice advanced English naturally. Instead of saying, "I decided to study," you can say, "I made the decision to spend more time studying English because I want to improve my speaking skills." Or instead of saying, "I chose this," you can say, "I chose this option because it feels more suitable for me." Now take a moment and repeat softly, "I made the decision to focus more on my English. I chose this option because it feels more suitable for me. I decided to build stronger speaking habits. I selected this method because it works well for me." These expressions help you speak in a more mature and confident way. Now let's practice how to talk about changes. Sometimes your routine changes, your plans change, your goals change. Instead of saying, "My plans changed," you can say, "My plans shifted a little, so I had to adjust my schedule." Or, instead of saying, "I changed my mind," you can say, "I reconsidered my choice and decided to take a different approach." These are advanced, natural daily life expressions. Repeat softly, "My plans shifted, so I had to adjust my schedule. I reconsidered my choice and took a different approach. I had to make a few adjustments to my routine. I slightly changed my plans to stay more organized." Now imagine someone asks you about something new you've started. You can say, "I recently started a new habit of practicing English in the morning. It helps me feel more prepared for the day." This sounds calm and fluent. Or you can say, I've been trying a new speaking technique, and it's helping me express myself more confidently. Try repeating, I recently started a new habit to improve my English. I've been trying a new technique to express myself better. I'm adding small changes to my routine to stay consistent. I'm building habits that support my speaking fluency. These sentences reflect progress and confidence. Now let's imagine you're giving an explanation in daily life. You can use phrases like, the reason is, or what I mean is, or the main point is. These help guide your listener and make your speaking sound clearer. Let's practice. The reason is that I want to improve my communication. What I mean is that speaking confidently is important to me. The main point is that I'm trying to become more fluent. The thing is, I want to feel comfortable when I speak. These soft, clear expressions help you speak smoothly and naturally. Now imagine someone asks you to describe how you learn English. You can say, I try to learn in small, consistent steps. I watch videos, practice speaking, learn new expressions, and use English in real situations. This answer is natural and advanced. Repeat softly. I try to learn in small, consistent steps. I use English in real situations to stay comfortable. I practice speaking regularly to build confidence. I learn expressions that I can apply immediately. Now let's talk about expressing opinions with clarity. When you want to share your thoughts gently, you can use expressions like, I feel that. I believe that. It seems to me that, or from my perspective. These sound natural and polite. Repeat slowly. I feel that daily practice really helps. I believe that speaking is the key to fluency. It seems to me that this method is effective. From my perspective, consistency is essential. Now imagine someone asks your opinion about language learning. You can say, from my perspective, fluency grows when you practice speaking without fear of making mistakes. Or, I feel that using English in daily life is one of the most effective ways to improve. These are strong, natural responses. Now let's practice expressing agreement and disagreement politely. Instead of saying, I agree, you can say, I completely agree with that point. Or instead of saying, I disagree, you can say, I see your point, but I have a slightly different view. These phrases help you communicate respectfully. Repeat softly. I completely agree with that point. I understand what you mean. I see your point, but I have a slightly different view. I agree to some extent, but I feel there's more to consider. These expressions make you sound not just fluent, but thoughtful. Now let's practice describing experiences. When someone asks, how was your day? Or, how did it go? Fluent speakers usually give a full, expressive answer. For example, it went really well. I managed to finish my tasks, and I felt productive throughout the day. Or, it was a little challenging, but I handled everything calmly. Now repeat softly. It went well, and I felt productive. It was a little challenging, but I managed everything calmly. It was a meaningful day, because I stayed focused. It felt refreshing, because I took some time for myself. Now let's imagine you're describing a place. You can say, the place has a peaceful atmosphere, and I loved the calm surroundings. Or, the area feels lively and full of energy. These expressions help you sound expressive. Let's practice. The place has a peaceful, calming atmosphere. It feels lively and full of energy. It has a clean and modern design. The environment is relaxing and comfortable. Now imagine you're describing a person, maybe a friend, coworker, or someone who inspired you. You can say she has a warm and encouraging personality, or he has a very creative way of thinking. These descriptions make your speaking sound mature. Repeat softly. She has a warm and encouraging personality. He has a creative and thoughtful way of thinking. She is incredibly supportive and positive. He communicates with confidence and clarity. Now, let's practice something very important for fluency: storytelling. Even small, simple stories help you speak naturally. Let's imagine a simple moment from your day and describe it together. I woke up earlier than usual this morning. The air felt calm, and the room was quiet. I made myself a warm drink and spent a few minutes thinking about the goals I want to achieve. After that, I prepared a light breakfast and started working on my tasks for the day. It felt good to start my morning with a sense of peace. This is a natural, advanced storytelling paragraph. Simple, but expressive. Now try a different example. Yesterday, I learned a new English expression, and I used it in a conversation with a friend. It felt great to use something new with confidence. Moments like these remind me that I'm improving, even if the progress feels slow sometimes. These stories help your speaking feel personal and natural. Now imagine someone asks you what keeps you motivated. You can say, "What motivates me is the progress I feel. Even small improvements make me more confident." Or, "I stay motivated because English helps me express myself better in different situations." Repeat softly, "What motivates me is the progress I feel. I stay motivated because English helps me communicate better. I feel inspired every time I practice. I'm encouraged by my improvement." And now, let's continue with a short guided speaking practice. Repeat gently. I am improving my English every single day. I'm learning to speak with confidence and clarity. I express my ideas naturally and calmly. I'm becoming more fluent through daily practice. I believe in my ability to speak English well. As you continue on your journey to improve your English speaking skills, it's important to understand how powerful small speaking moments can be. Many English learners believe they need long conversations to improve their fluency. But the truth is, small, simple, daily moments of speaking create the strongest foundation. Every time you describe something, explain something, or express a feeling, you are strengthening your fluency, building confidence, and training your mind to think in English. Let's continue by practicing how to describe simple actions with more advanced language. Instead of saying, "I finished my work," you can say, "I wrapped up my tasks for the day, and it felt satisfying to complete everything on time." This sounds more expressive and fluent. Or instead of saying, "I'm relaxing," you can say, "I'm taking a moment to unwind and clear my mind." These small changes make your speaking sound more natural and advanced. Let's practice together. Repeat softly after me. I wrapped up my tasks for the day, and it felt satisfying. I'm taking the moment to unwind and clear my mind. I'm setting aside some time to practice my English. I'm gradually improving my speaking skills, day by day. Now imagine you're talking about your habits. Instead of saying, I practice English every day, you can say, I make time each day to practice my English because consistency helps me stay confident. This version is clearer, calmer, and more advanced. Repeat softly. I make time each day to practice my English. I'm consistent because I want to become more fluent. I create small habits that support my learning. I stay committed because I believe in my progress. Now, let's move into something extremely important in daily conversations: expressing preferences. When someone asks what you prefer, fluent speakers use soft, natural expressions. Instead of saying, I like this, you can say, I prefer this because it feels more comfortable for me. Or, instead of saying, I don't like it, you can say, it's not really my preference. These phrases sound polite and advanced. Let's practice. I prefer this because it suits me better. This option feels more comfortable for me. It's not really my preference, but I understand why others like it. I usually go with what feels more practical. Now imagine you're giving a recommendation. For example, someone asks your advice about learning English. Instead of saying, practice every day, you can say, I would recommend practicing a little every day, because small, regular steps build strong fluency. Or instead of saying, you should watch videos, you can say, it might be helpful to watch English videos to get more natural exposure. These are advanced suggestions that sound polite and supportive. Repeat softly. I would recommend practicing a little every day. It might be helpful to watch English videos. I suggest starting with simple habits. I think consistent practice makes a big difference. Now, let's move into another essential part of speaking: expressing the future naturally. Instead of saying, I will improve, you can say, I'm planning to work on my speaking skills more consistently, or I'm hoping to become more fluent over the next few months. These phrases sound soft, confident, and fluent. Let's practice. I'm planning to work on my speaking skills more consistently. I'm hoping to become more fluent in the coming months. I'm expecting positive changes as I continue practicing. I'm preparing myself for more confident conversations. Now imagine you're giving a short update about your learning progress. You can say, I've been practicing more than before, and I'm beginning to feel more comfortable speaking. This is advanced and natural. Or, I can already notice small improvements in my fluency. These are phrases fluent speakers use to describe growth. Repeat softly. I'm beginning to feel more comfortable speaking. I can already notice small improvements. I'm slowly building natural fluency. I feel more confident speaking than I used to. Now let's talk about describing people and their behaviors. This is a very common daily life skill. Instead of saying, he helps me, you can say, he's always supportive and willing to help whenever I need something. Or instead of saying, she talks well, you can say, she expresses herself clearly and confidently. These phrases help your English sound natural and advanced. Repeat gently. He's always supportive and willing to help. She expresses herself clearly and confidently. He communicates in a very thoughtful way. She has a calm and encouraging personality. Now imagine describing yourself. Many learners find this difficult, but it's essential for speaking naturally. Instead of saying, I'm learning English, you can say, I'm working on improving my English speaking skills because I want to express myself more confidently. Or, instead of saying, I'm shy, you can say, I'm a little reserved at times, but I'm learning to open up more. Practice these softly. I'm working on improving my speaking skills. I'm learning to express myself more confidently. I'm becoming more comfortable with conversations. I'm slowly developing a stronger English-speaking mindset. Now let's shift to discussing real-life challenges. Fluent speakers share their struggles calmly and naturally. Instead of saying, I don't understand, you can say, I'm still learning, so I'm trying to understand this more clearly. Or instead of saying, it's difficult, you can say, I find this a bit challenging, but I'm improving slowly. Repeat softly. I'm trying to understand this more clearly. I find this a bit challenging, but I'm improving. I'm still learning, and that's completely okay. I'm taking things step by step to grow. Now imagine someone asks how you deal with challenges. You can say, I try to stay calm and focus on improving little by little. Or, I remind myself that progress takes time, and I shouldn't rush. These phrases sound thoughtful, fluent, and confident. Repeat gently. I try to stay calm and improve little by little. I remind myself that progress takes time. I don't rush. I focus on steady improvement. I keep moving forward with patience. Now let's move into a deeper aspect of advanced speaking, describing your thoughts and reflections. Fluent speakers often use reflective expressions like, I realized that, I noticed that, I've come to understand that, or recently, I've been thinking about. These expressions make your English sound natural and introspective. Repeat after me. I realized that consistent practice really helps. I noticed that my speaking improves when I stay calm. I've come to understand that fluency takes time. Recently, I've been thinking about how to practice more effectively. Now imagine someone asks what you've learned recently. You can say, I realized that speaking confidently is more about mindset than vocabulary. Or, I noticed that my fluency improves when I practice sentences, not just words. These are advanced, reflective answers. Practice softly. I realized that my mindset affects my speaking. I notice that I learn better when I practice sentences. I've come to understand the importance of daily practice. I've been thinking about improving my speaking habits. Now let's practice describing a routine in a more advanced way. You can say, every morning, I take a few minutes to organize my thoughts, review new vocabulary, and prepare myself for the day ahead. This sentence sounds fluent and calm. Or, in the evening, I usually reflect on my day and practice speaking for a few minutes to stay consistent. These are natural, advanced ways to talk about your routine. Repeat gently. I organize my thoughts every morning. Before I start my day, I reflect on my day in the evening. To stay mindful, I practice speaking for a few minutes. To stay consistent, I add small habits to my day. To support my fluency. Now let's reinforce everything with a short guided practice. Repeat slowly and calmly. I express myself clearly and confidently. I'm learning advanced expressions for daily life. I practice regularly to improve my fluency. I'm becoming a more natural English speaker. I'm proud of the progress I'm making each day. Let these words sink in. Let them shape your mindset. Let them guide your fluency. As you become more comfortable expressing your thoughts in English, the next important skill is learning how to expand your ideas. Fluent speakers don't just answer questions, they explain, add detail, connect ideas, and offer more information naturally. This makes conversations flow smoothly, and it makes you sound confident, expressive, and fluent. Let's begin by practicing how to expand your answers naturally. For example, if someone asks you, "How was your day?" instead of giving a short reply like, "It was good," you can expand the answer. You can say, "It was good. I managed to complete my tasks, and I felt productive throughout the day." This is a complete, advanced, daily life response that shows clarity and fluency. Now, imagine someone asks you, "What did you do today?" You can expand your answer by saying, "I worked on a few things, studied a little, took some time to relax, and practiced my English speaking." This sounds natural and comfortable. Let's practice expanding answers together. Repeat softly after me. My day was productive because I completed my tasks. I spent some time learning and also took a moment to relax. I practiced my English today to stay consistent. I focused on being calm and staying organized. These expanded sentences help you sound fluent and confident. Now let's imagine you're having a conversation about your hobbies. Instead of saying, "I like reading," you can expand your answer by saying, "I enjoy reading because it helps me relax and learn new things." Or instead of saying, "I watch movies," you can say, "I enjoy watching English movies because they help me improve my listening skills and learn natural expressions." Try repeating these softly. I enjoy reading because it helps me relax. I like watching movies because they improve my listening. I enjoy learning new things through my hobbies. I choose activities that help me grow and feel calm. You can feel how these expanded sentences add depth and confidence to your speaking. Now imagine someone asks you what motivates you. Instead of a short answer like, "I want to improve," you can say, "I'm motivated by the idea of expressing myself clearly and feeling confident in conversations." Or you can say, "I want to improve because English helps me connect with more people and creates new opportunities." These answers show thoughtfulness and fluency. Repeat gently. I'm motivated by the desire to express myself clearly. I want to feel confident in conversations. I'm inspired by how much English can help me in my life. I'm becoming more confident every time I practice. Now let's understand a very important skill, showing your feelings with natural, advanced expressions. In daily conversations, fluent speakers often express their emotions using soft, descriptive language. Instead of saying, "I'm sad," you can say, "I'm feeling a little down today, but I'm managing." Instead of saying, "I'm happy," you can say, "I'm feeling really positive today, and I'm grateful for the little things." Practice softly. I'm feeling a little down, but I'm managing. I'm feeling positive and grateful today. I feel calm and balanced right now. I'm feeling hopeful and motivated. These expressions sound mature and natural, and they allow you to communicate your emotions clearly. Now imagine describing a change in your mood. You can say, "I felt stressed earlier, but now I'm feeling more relaxed after taking a break." Or, "I was a little distracted in the morning, but I became more focused as the day went on." These are the kinds of sentences fluent speakers use every day. Repeat softly. I was stressed earlier, but now I feel more relaxed. I was distracted, but I'm more focused now. I felt tired, but I'm slowly getting my energy back. I was confused at first, but now I understand better. These sentences help you speak about your emotions naturally. Now let's move into another powerful fluency skill, describing your surroundings. Fluent speakers often explain what they see, what they hear, or what they feel around them. For example, you can say, "The environment around me feels calm, and it helps me focus." Or, "The atmosphere today feels refreshing and peaceful." These descriptions help you sound expressive. Try repeating these gently. The environment around me feels calm. The atmosphere is peaceful and refreshing. The place feels comfortable and relaxing. The surroundings help me stay focused. Now imagine you're describing a moment from your day. Instead of saying, "I went outside," you can say, "I stepped outside for a few minutes to get some fresh air and clear my mind." Or instead of saying, "I had lunch," you can say, "I enjoyed a simple lunch and took a moment to breathe before continuing my work." Practice softly. "I stepped outside to get some fresh air. I enjoyed a simple lunch and took a moment to relax. I took a short break to refresh my mind. I spent a few minutes reconnecting with myself." These expressions are calm, natural, and very fluent. Now, let's practice another useful skill, giving short explanations during conversations. Fluent speakers often use soft explanations like, "I mean, what I'm trying to say is, basically," or "the thing is." These expressions help you clarify your message and sound confident. Repeat slowly. "I mean, I'm trying to improve my speaking skills. What I'm trying to say is that practice really helps. Basically, I'm focusing on daily improvements. The thing is, I want to feel natural when I speak." You can use these expressions in any conversation. Now imagine someone doesn't understand what you said. Instead of repeating yourself, you can say, "Let me explain that in another way." Or, "I'll try to put it more simply." These are advanced, natural expressions. Repeat gently. "Let me explain that in another way. I'll try to put it more simply. What I meant was, here's another way to say it." These expressions make you sound calm and fluent. Now let's practice asking for clarification, a skill fluent speakers use all the time. Instead of saying, "What?" you can say, "Could you repeat that, please?" Or, "Can you say that again more slowly?" Or, "I didn't catch that. Could you explain it one more time?" Repeat softly. "Could you repeat that, please?" "I didn't catch that. Could you say it again?" "Can you explain that one more time?" "Could you say it a little more slowly?" These expressions make conversations smoother. Now imagine you want to politely express that you don't fully understand something. You can say, "I'm not sure I completely understood that." Or, "I need a moment to think about that." These sound natural and confident. Practice softly. "I'm not sure I completely understood that." "I need a moment to think about that." "I'm trying to understand this more clearly." "Let me think for a second." Now let's move into a deeper area of fluency, describing thoughts about the future. Fluent speakers often use soft future-thinking expressions like, "I'm planning to," "I'm hoping to," "I'm looking forward to," or "I'm expecting to." Repeat gently. "I'm planning to practice more consistently." "I'm hoping to become more fluent in the coming months." "I'm looking forward to improving my confidence." I'm expecting good progress as I keep practicing. Now imagine someone asks you about your goals. Instead of saying, I want to be fluent, you can say, I'm working toward becoming a more confident English speaker by practicing daily and using new expressions naturally. This is a strong, advanced way to talk about goals. Now take a moment and repeat. I'm working toward becoming more confident. I'm slowly improving my fluency with daily practice. I'm trying to use English naturally in my daily life. I believe I will speak fluently with consistent effort. These sentences strengthen your speaking mindset. Now, let's move further with a short guided practice session. Repeat slowly and comfortably. I speak English with calm confidence. I express my thoughts with clarity. I use natural sentences in my daily conversations. I'm improving every day through steady practice. I believe in my ability to speak fluent English. Let these sentences build your fluency from the inside out. As you continue growing your English speaking skills, it becomes important to learn how to express deeper ideas, more complex emotions, and more meaningful reflections. Fluency is not only about everyday sentences like "How are you?" or "What did you do today?" It's also about expressing who you are, what you feel, what you think, and how you see the world. This is what turns simple English into confident, advanced English. And that's exactly what we will practice now. Let's begin by practicing how to describe your thoughts in a more reflective and expressive way. Instead of saying, I think learning English is hard, you can say, I feel that learning English can be challenging at times, but I'm making progress step by step. This sounds calm, natural, and advanced. Or instead of saying, it's easy, you can say, I find this part quite simple and enjoyable. Let's practice these together. Repeat softly. I feel that English can be challenging at times, but I'm improving gradually. I find this part simple and enjoyable. I'm learning to see English as a skill I can develop. I'm becoming more aware of how to express myself. Now imagine someone asks you how you stay motivated. Instead of saying, I want to learn, you can say, I stay motivated because I can see the positive changes in my speaking, and it encourages me to keep going. Or instead of saying, I want to speak better, you can say, I'm committed to speaking better because it helps me communicate confidently in different situations. Repeat softly. I can see positive changes in my speaking. I stay motivated because I want to communicate confidently. I'm committed to improving my fluency. I feel inspired when I notice my progress. These sentences create a calm, powerful mindset. Now let's talk about expressing personal reflections naturally. Fluent speakers often use reflective phrases like, I've noticed that. I've realized that. Recently I've been thinking about, or I've come to understand that. These expressions sound mature, fluent, and advanced. Repeat slowly. I've noticed that consistent practice really helps. I've realized that speaking improves when I stop. Overthinking. Recently, I've been thinking about building better habits. I've come to understand that small steps create big changes. Now imagine someone asks you what you've realized about your English learning journey. You can say, I've realized that English fluency isn't about perfection. It's about expressing yourself with clarity. Or you can say, I've noticed that when I stay calm, my speaking becomes more natural. Try repeating softly. I've realized that fluency is not about perfection. I've noticed that calm speaking is clear speaking. I've come to understand the importance of practicing daily. I've learned that confidence grows with experience. Now, let's practice expressing deeper emotions. This is something many learners struggle with, but it's essential for sounding natural in English. Instead of saying, I'm sad, you can say, I'm feeling a little emotional today, but I'm trying to stay positive. Instead of saying, I'm angry, you can say, I'm feeling frustrated, but I'm managing it calmly. Now repeat gently. I'm feeling a little emotional today, but I'm staying positive. I'm feeling frustrated, but I'm handling it calmly. I'm feeling hopeful and peaceful today. I'm feeling grateful for the little progress I'm making. These phrases help you express emotions with clarity and maturity. Now imagine talking about your dreams. Many learners struggle to express dreams or hopes in English. Instead of saying, I want a good future, you can say, I'm hoping to build a meaningful and confident life for myself. Or instead of saying, I want a good job, you can say, I'm aiming to build a career that makes me feel fulfilled and inspired. Try repeating softly, I'm hoping to build a meaningful life for myself. I'm aiming to build a fulfilling and inspiring career. I dream of becoming a confident English speaker. I'm working toward a future where I feel strong and expressive. These sentences help you speak with depth and clarity. Now let's practice talking about challenges in a calm, advanced way. Fluent speakers use soft, balanced language, never too harsh, never too simple. For example, instead of saying, it's difficult, you can say, this part is challenging, but I'm learning. Instead of saying, I can't understand, you can say, I'm trying to understand this more clearly. Repeat softly. This part is challenging, but I'm learning. I'm trying to understand this more clearly. I'm taking things step by step. I'm learning from every mistake I make. These phrases show emotional control and fluency. Now imagine someone asks you about your biggest difficulty in English. You can say, sometimes I struggle with speaking smoothly, but I'm improving every day. Or you can say, I hesitate sometimes, but I'm learning to stay calm and keep speaking. Let's practice. I struggle sometimes, but I'm improving every day. I hesitate at times, but I stay calm and continue speaking. I learn from each experience, even when it's difficult. I'm becoming stronger through every challenge. Now let's switch to something extremely useful, describing progress. Fluent speakers often use expressions like, I'm making steady progress. I can feel the improvement. I'm developing better habits. Or, I'm growing in this area. These help you sound confident and advanced. Repeat slowly. I'm making steady progress in my speaking. I can feel the improvement each day. I'm developing stronger habits for fluency. I'm growing and becoming more confident. Now imagine someone asks you how often you practice. Instead of saying, every day, you can say, I try to involve English in my daily routine, even in small ways. Or instead of saying, sometimes, you can say, I practice whenever I get the chance, because small moments really help. Practice softly. I involve English in my daily routine whenever I can. I practice whenever I get the chance. I try to stay connected with the language every day. I include small habits in my day to improve my fluency. Now let's practice something deeper. Speaking about your mindset. Fluent speakers often describe their mindset using phrases like, I try to stay calm. I remind myself to keep going. I stay patient. Or, I stay open to learning. These are natural, advanced, and very powerful. Repeat gently. I try to stay calm while speaking. I remind myself to keep going even when it's hard. I stay patient with my progress. I stay open to learning new things. These sentences strengthen your inner confidence. Now imagine someone asks how you stay positive. You can say, I stay positive by appreciating small improvements. Or, I remind myself that every practice session takes me one step closer to fluency. Repeat softly. I stay positive by appreciating my small improvements. Every practice session takes me one step closer to fluency. I notice the progress I'm making, and it motivates me. I focus on what I'm learning instead of what I'm struggling with. Now let's practice describing situations more vividly. Instead of saying, I was busy, you can say, I had a lot to do today, but I managed everything step by step. Instead of saying, I rested, you can say, I took some time to relax and recharge my energy. Practice softly. I had a lot to do today, but I managed everything well. I took some time to relax and recharge. I balanced my tasks with moments of rest. I stayed productive and calm throughout the day. These sentences help you sound more expressive. Now let's practice describing your environment. You can say, the atmosphere around me feels peaceful and helps me stay focused. Or, the surroundings feel inspiring today, and I'm enjoying the calm energy. Repeat softly. The atmosphere feels peaceful and calming. The surroundings feel inspiring today. The environment helps me stay focused. I'm enjoying the calm energy around me. These expressions help you describe moments with clarity. Now, let's continue with a guided speaking practice. Repeat slowly, with calm, confident energy. I express my thoughts with confidence and clarity. I'm improving my English naturally, day by day. I use advanced phrases in my daily conversations. I communicate with calmness and confidence. I believe in my ability to speak fluent English. Let each sentence settle inside your voice and your mind. As your English speaking continues to grow stronger, it becomes important to learn how to handle real-life conversations with confidence and calmness. In daily communication, people talk about situations, describe problems, share stories, give explanations, ask questions, and express opinions. The more comfortable you become in all of these areas, the more natural and fluent your English will sound. Let's begin by practicing how to describe daily situations clearly. For example, instead of saying, I was late, you can say, I was running a little behind schedule, but I managed to get everything done. This sounds natural and advanced. Or instead of saying, I was busy, you can say, I had a full schedule today, but I handled everything step by step. Try repeating these softly. I was running a little behind schedule, but I managed everything. I had a full schedule today, but I handled it calmly. I organized my tasks and stayed focused. I made progress even though the day was busy. These expressions help you sound fluent when talking about your day. Now imagine someone asks you about a challenge you faced. Instead of saying, "It was difficult," you can say, "It was a bit challenging, but I learned something valuable from the experience." Or you can say, "I faced a few difficulties, but I stayed patient and kept going." Repeat gently, "It was a bit challenging, but I learned something valuable." "I faced a few difficulties, but I stayed patient." "I handled the situation with calmness." "I grew stronger through the experience." These sentences show emotional maturity and fluent expression. Now let's practice how to give explanations. In many conversations, you need to explain why something happened or why you made a certain choice. Fluent speakers often use expressions like, "The reason is," "I decided to," "because," "What happened was," or "I chose this because." These phrases make your English sound smooth and natural. Repeat softly. "The reason is that I wanted to stay organized. I decided to make a change because it felt necessary. What happened was that I needed more time. I chose this option because it felt more practical." These expressions help you explain things clearly. Now imagine someone asks you why you're learning English. Instead of saying, "I want to learn," you can say, "I'm learning English because it helps me communicate confidently with people from different backgrounds." Or instead of saying, "It's important," you can say, "It's essential for my personal growth and future opportunities." Try saying this gently. "I'm learning English because it helps me communicate confidently. It's essential for my personal growth and future goals. I want to express myself freely in different situations. I'm improving my fluency to feel more comfortable socially and professionally." These sentences give your answer depth and clarity. Now, let's practice expressing curiosity and asking natural questions. Fluent speakers often use soft question phrases like, "I'm curious to know." "Could you share more about?" "What do you think about?" Or, "How do you feel about?" These make your conversation sound smooth and polite. Repeat softly, "I am curious to know what you think." "Could you share a little more about that?" "How do you feel about this idea?" "What are your thoughts on this?" These expressions help you sound confident while asking questions. Now imagine someone asks for your opinion. You can respond naturally by saying, "In my opinion, it's a good idea because it's simple and effective." Or instead of saying, "It's bad," you can say, "I feel that this might not be the best option for now." Repeat after me. "In my opinion, this is a simple and effective idea. I feel this might not be the best option right now. From my point of view, we can improve this. I personally believe this approach is practical." These sentences help you speak politely and confidently in discussions. Now let's discuss a very important speaking skill: describing thoughts in a structured way. Fluent speakers use connecting phrases like, "First," "The main thing is," "Another important point is," and "Finally." These help your ideas flow smoothly. Repeat gently. "First, I want to improve my speaking confidence. The main thing is that I want to express myself clearly. Another important point is consistency. Finally, I believe daily practice makes everything easier." Using connecting sentences gives your speaking structure and clarity. Now, let's imagine a real conversation where you need to describe a personal experience. You can say, "A few days ago, I experienced something interesting. I was practicing English, and I tried using a new expression in a conversation. It felt great to try something new, and it gave me confidence. This is soft, natural storytelling. Try repeating these storytelling patterns softly. A few days ago, I experienced something interesting. I tried using a new expression, and it felt great. It gave me confidence and motivated me to practice more. These small moments help me grow as a speaker. These sentences help you share stories naturally. Now imagine talking about a challenge you overcame. You can say, "There was a moment when I felt nervous while speaking, but I stayed calm and continued, and that small moment helped me grow." Or, "I faced some hesitation, but I reminded myself not to be afraid of mistakes." Repeat softly, "I felt nervous, but I stayed calm and continued speaking. I overcame my hesitation by reminding myself to stay calm. I learned something from that moment. I gained confidence through the experience." These expressions help you describe your growth. Now let's practice describing your environment in more detail. You can say, "The atmosphere right now feels peaceful, and I'm enjoying the quiet energy." Or, instead of saying, "It's noisy," you can say, "The environment is a little loud at the moment, but I'm managing to stay focused." These are advanced, natural expressions. Repeat softly, "The atmosphere feels peaceful and calm. I'm enjoying the quiet energy around me. The environment is a little loud, but I'm staying focused. The surroundings feel warm and comfortable." These sentences help you talk about your environment with confidence. Now imagine someone asks you how you practice English in your daily life. You can say, "I practice by talking to myself, repeating sentences, shadowing native speakers, and using English in small moments throughout the day." This is natural and advanced. Repeat gently. "I practice by speaking to myself in English. I repeat sentences to build fluency. I use English whenever I can during the day. I learn from small moments and real situations." These sentences make you sound thoughtful and consistent. Now let's practice expressing time-related thoughts. Fluent speakers often use phrases like recently, lately, over the past few weeks, and in the near future. These expressions create a clear timeline. Repeat gently. Recently, I've been practicing more consistently. Lately, I've noticed a difference in my fluency. Over the past few weeks, I've built better habits. In the near future, I hope to speak even more confidently. Now imagine someone asks you about your goals. You can combine the expressions we practiced. You can say, "Recently, I've been focusing on building better speaking habits, and in the near future, I want to communicate with more confidence." This is powerful and fluent. Now take a slow breath and repeat, "I've been building better speaking habits recently. I want to communicate with more confidence in the near future. I'm developing stronger fluency step by step. I'm becoming more natural in my daily conversations." These sentences build your mindset and fluency. Now, let's continue with a guided confidence practice. Repeat softly and calmly. I'm learning to express myself clearly and confidently. I communicate naturally and calmly. I'm improving my English every day. I'm becoming more fluent through consistent practice. I believe in my ability to grow and succeed. Let these words stay with you, strengthen you, and guide your speaking. As we continue strengthening your English speaking skills, it's important to practice speaking in ways that reflect daily life naturally. The conversations you have every day, at home, at work, with friends, with strangers, or even with yourself, shape your fluency. Speaking is not only about vocabulary, it's about how comfortably you can express what you think, feel, notice, and experience. So, we are going to practice more real-life speaking patterns that help you sound confident, natural, and fluent. Let's start by learning how to describe your thoughts about situations that happen around you. For example, instead of saying, "I saw something," you can say, "I noticed something interesting earlier." This sounds more fluent and expressive. Or instead of saying, "I think it's good," you can say, "I feel this is a positive idea because it makes things easier." Try repeating softly, "I noticed something interesting earlier." "I feel this is a positive idea because it makes things easier." "I've been thinking about how to improve my habits." "I realized how important consistent practice is." These sentences help you express deeper thoughts. Now imagine you're describing your day in a more advanced way. Instead of saying, "My day was okay," you can say, "My day was productive and calm. I managed my tasks step by step and stayed focused throughout the day." Or, instead of saying, "It was boring," you can say, "The day felt a little slow, but I used the time to reflect and reset myself." Repeat softly, "My day was productive and calm. I handled my tasks step by step. The day felt a little slow, but I used the time well. I stayed focused and made steady progress." These descriptions help you sound natural in daily conversations. Now let's practice expressing different types of decisions. Fluent speakers often use calm, confident language like, "I've decided to," "I'm thinking of," "I'm planning to," or "I'm considering." These expressions make your speaking sound thoughtful. Repeat softly, "I've decided to focus more on my speaking skills." "I'm thinking of adding more practice to my routine." "I'm planning to use English in more daily situations." "I'm considering a new method to improve my fluency." These phrases help you communicate your plans with ease. Now imagine someone asks you about a decision you made recently. You can say, "I decided to practice English early in the morning because it helps me stay motivated." Or instead of saying, "I changed my plan," you can say, "I adjusted my plan to fit everything more comfortably." Try repeating, "I adjusted my plan to make things easier for myself." "I decided to practice early because it keeps me motivated." "I made a small change that helped me stay more consistent." "I structured my day in a way that supports my learning." These sentences show clarity and confidence. Now let's practice how to talk about feelings in a more advanced way. Fluent speakers don't usually use very basic emotional words. They blend emotions with small explanations. Instead of saying, "I'm stressed," you can say, "I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, but I'm staying calm and working through it." Or instead of saying, "I'm happy," you can say, "I'm feeling really positive today, and I appreciate the small things." Repeat softly, "I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, but I'm staying calm." "I'm feeling positive and grateful today." "I'm feeling calm and centered right now." "I feel peaceful and connected to my goals." These expressions help you sound emotionally fluent. Now imagine someone asks you, how your English practice makes you feel. You can answer in a natural way, like, "It makes me feel encouraged. I can see myself improving, and that gives me motivation." Or, "I feel more confident each time I practice speaking." Try repeating, "I feel encouraged when I see my improvement. I become more confident each time I practice. I feel motivated to continue learning. I appreciate the progress I'm making." These sentences create emotional clarity. Now let's move into another important part of speaking, describing actions you take throughout the day. Instead of saying, "I worked," you can say, "I spent the morning focusing on my tasks." Instead of saying, "I relaxed," you can say, "I allowed myself a moment to rest and recharge." Repeat softly, "I spent the morning focusing on my tasks. I allowed myself a moment to rest and recharge. I took some time to reflect and reorganize my thoughts. I managed my responsibilities with calmness." These sentences make your descriptions richer. Now imagine describing your learning style. You can say, "I learn best when I practice every day, even in small moments." Or instead of saying, "I learn by reading," you can say, "I learn by reading English content that helps me absorb natural expressions." Repeat softly, "I learn best when I practice consistently." I absorb natural expressions by reading English content. I grow by challenging myself with new vocabulary. I improve when I speak without overthinking. These sentences explain your learning style fluently. Now let's practice how to describe your intentions. Fluent speakers use expressions like, "My intention is," "I want to focus on," "I'm hoping to," and "I aim to." These sound calm and confident. Repeat softly, "My intention is to improve my speaking confidence." "I want to focus on becoming more expressive in English." "I'm hoping to use advanced phrases more naturally." "I aim to speak clearly and confidently in all situations." Now imagine someone asks you what your intentions are with your English journey. You can say, "My intention is to express myself freely, without hesitation." Or, "I want to build strong speaking habits that stay with me." Repeat gently, "I want to express myself freely." "I'm building habits that support lifelong fluency." "I'm becoming more natural in my conversations." "I'm gaining confidence with every practice session." These phrases help your fluency feel more natural. Now let's practice describing your experiences with more detail. Instead of saying, "I had a nice day," you can say, "I had a peaceful day filled with small moments of productivity and reflection." Instead of saying, "I learned something," you can say, "I discovered a new expression today, and it helped me understand English more deeply." Repeat softly, "I had a peaceful day filled with small productive moments. I discovered a new expression that deepened my understanding. I practiced speaking and felt more at ease. I appreciated the calm flow of the day." Now let's practice expressing gratitude and reflection. Fluent speakers often use sentences like, "I'm grateful for," "I appreciate," "I value," and "I feel thankful for." These express emotional intelligence. Repeat gently, "I'm grateful for the progress I'm making." "I appreciate the small moments that help me learn." "I value every opportunity to improve my fluency." "I feel thankful for everything I'm learning." Now imagine describing a positive moment from your day. You can say, "Today, I took a few quiet minutes to breathe and focus. and it made me feel centered and calm. Or, I had a meaningful conversation that made me feel more confident. Repeat softly. I took a few quiet minutes to breathe and center myself. I had a meaningful conversation that boosted my confidence. I experienced a calm moment that helped me feel balanced. I enjoyed a peaceful moment that refreshed my mind. These sentences help your storytelling feel authentic. Now, let's move further with a guided confidence practice. Repeat slowly and softly. I speak with calm confidence. I express my ideas clearly and naturally. I am becoming more fluent every single day. I feel proud of my progress and growth. I believe in my ability to master English. Let these words strengthen your mindset and support your fluency. As you continue improving your English speaking skills, it becomes more important to build comfort with expressing not only simple ideas, but deeper thoughts, personal reflections, and meaningful experiences. Fluent English is not only about grammar or vocabulary, it's about expressing your inner world with confidence, clarity, and calmness. Now, we will continue practicing advanced, natural sentences that help you communicate more like a confident, fluent English speaker in your daily life. Let's start by practicing how to reflect on your day and describe what you've experienced with more detail. Instead of saying, "My day was okay," you can say, "My day was calm and steady. I stayed focused on my tasks and took a few moments to reflect on my progress." Or instead of saying, "It was stressful," you can say, "The day felt a little overwhelming, but I managed to stay centered and handle everything step by step." Repeat softly. My day was calm and steady, and I stayed focused. The day felt overwhelming, but I managed it step by step. I took moments to reflect on my progress. I stayed balanced, even during stressful moments. These sentences help you describe your day with emotional clarity. Now imagine someone asks you what you're working on these days. Instead of saying, "I'm learning English," you can say, "I've been working on improving my English speaking skills by practicing daily and learning advanced expressions that help me sound more natural." Or, "I'm focusing on becoming more confident in real conversations." Try repeating gently, "I've been working on improving my speaking through daily practice. I'm learning advanced expressions to sound more natural. I'm focusing on building comfort in real conversations. I'm practicing to express myself more confidently." These sentences help you articulate your goals clearly. Now let's practice describing your habits with more detail. Instead of saying, "I read," you can say, "I try to read something in English every day because it helps me absorb new vocabulary and understand natural sentence structures." Instead of saying, "I practice speaking," you can say, "I practice speaking by repeating sentences, shadowing videos, and talking to myself in English throughout the day." Repeat softly. I try to read something in English every day. I absorb new vocabulary through simple reading habits. I practice speaking by repeating natural sentences. I talk to myself in English to stay comfortable with speaking. These small but powerful habits help you grow fluency. Now imagine you're describing your challenges. Fluent speakers talk about challenges calmly, without sounding too emotional or too simple. Instead of saying, "It's hard," you can say, "I find this part a little challenging, but I'm working through it slowly." Or instead of saying, I make mistakes, you can say, I sometimes make mistakes, but they are part of my learning process. Try repeating gently. I find this part challenging, but I'm working through it. I sometimes make mistakes, but they help me grow. I'm still learning, and I'm patient with myself. I'm improving through every experience, even the difficult ones. These phrases show maturity and emotional intelligence. Now let's practice describing your personal growth. Instead of saying, I'm improving, you can say, I can feel myself becoming more confident and more fluent with each practice session. Or instead of saying, I'm getting better, you can say, I'm developing stronger speaking habits and I feel more comfortable in conversations. Repeat softly. I can feel myself becoming more confident with each practice. I'm developing stronger speaking habits. I'm becoming more fluent in my daily conversations. I feel more natural using English every day. These sentences help you describe your growth clearly. Now imagine talking about something you learned recently. Instead of saying, I learned a new word, you can say, I learned a new expression that helps me speak more naturally, and I've started using it in my conversations. Or instead of saying, I learned grammar, you can say, I understood a new grammar point that makes sentence building easier for me. Try repeating, I learned a new expression that helps me sound more natural. I understood a grammar point that makes speaking easier. I've been applying what I learned in real conversations. I'm noticing how new vocabulary improves my fluency. These sentences help you express learning with clarity. Now let's move into advanced emotional expression. Fluent speakers often express emotions subtly, with context. Instead of saying, I'm upset, you can say, I'm feeling a little uneasy, but I'm trying to stay positive. Instead of saying, I'm excited, you can say, I'm feeling really excited and hopeful about my progress. Repeat softly, I'm feeling a little uneasy, but I'm staying positive. I'm feeling excited and hopeful about my progress. I feel calm and deeply focused right now. I'm feeling grateful for my growth. These sentences help you express emotions with maturity. Now imagine someone asks what inspires you. You can answer in a natural, advanced way. I'm inspired by the progress I see in myself. Or, I'm inspired by the idea of expressing myself freely in another language. Repeat gently. I'm inspired by the progress I see in myself. I'm inspired by the idea of speaking freely. I feel motivated when I notice improvement. I'm encouraged by small moments of success. These expressions are powerful and fluent. Now let's practice how to talk about your thoughts on the future. Fluent speakers often use soft, hopeful language. Instead of saying, I will speak well, you can say, I'm hoping to speak more confidently in the near future. Or instead of saying, I will improve, you can say, I'm expecting myself to improve with continuous practice. Try repeating, I'm hoping to speak more confidently in the near future. I'm expecting to grow with consistent practice. I'm preparing myself for more fluent conversations. I'm building a future where speaking English feels natural. These sentences help you speak about your goals with clarity. Now imagine describing your mood with more detail. Instead of saying, I'm okay, you can say, I'm feeling calm and balanced today, not too busy, not too stressed. Instead of saying, I'm tired, you can say, I'm feeling a little drained, but I'm taking time to rest. Repeat gently. I'm feeling calm and balanced today. I'm feeling a little drained, but I'm resting. I feel peaceful and focused right now. I'm feeling refreshed after taking a break. These expressions help you communicate naturally. Now let's practice something many learners struggle with: expressing uncertainty or doubt. Instead of saying, "I don't know," fluent speakers use expressions like, "I'm not completely sure yet," or "I need a moment to think about it." These sound confident and polite. Repeat softly. I'm not completely sure yet. I need a moment to think about it. I'm still trying to understand this. I'm figuring it out step by step. These sentences make you sound mature and confident. Now imagine describing interactions with others. Instead of saying, "They helped me," you can say, "They were incredibly supportive and guided me through the process." Or instead of saying, "She talked to me," you can say, "She spoke with me kindly and made me feel comfortable." Repeat softly. They were incredibly supportive and helpful. She spoke with kindness and warmth. He explained everything clearly and patiently. They made me feel welcomed and understood. These expressions help you describe social interactions fluently. Now let's talk about advanced daily life descriptions. Instead of saying, "The weather is nice," you can say, "The weather feels calm and pleasant today, and it creates a relaxing atmosphere." Instead of saying, "It's cold," you can say, "The air feels a bit chilly, but it's refreshing." Repeat softly. The weather feels calm and pleasant today. The air feels chilly but refreshing. The atmosphere is peaceful and soothing. The day feels gentle and comfortable. These sentences make your English sound descriptive and natural. Now, let's continue with a guided reflection practice. Repeat softly. I express myself with confidence and clarity. I speak naturally and calmly. I'm improving every day, step by step. I'm becoming a more fluent English speaker. I believe in my ability to grow and succeed. Let these words shape your confidence. As we move toward the final lesson of this master class, I want to guide you even deeper into expressing yourself with advanced, natural English. Speaking fluently doesn't just come from learning vocabulary. It comes from building emotional awareness, clarity of thought, and the ability to express your ideas in a calm, confident flow. That's what you've been practicing in each part of this lesson. And now we'll continue strengthening these essential speaking muscles. Let's begin by practicing how to talk about your personal routines in a more advanced way. Instead of saying, "I wake up early," you can say, "I usually wake up early because it gives me a peaceful start to the day." Or instead of saying, "I study English in the afternoon," you can say, "I like studying English in the afternoon when my mind feels more relaxed and focused." Repeat softly. I wake up early because it gives me a peaceful start. I like studying English in the afternoon when I feel relaxed. I spend a few minutes every day reflecting on my goals. I organize my tasks to create a smooth rhythm for my day. These sentences help your speaking sound more expressive. Now let's imagine talking about how you manage your responsibilities. Instead of saying, "I work hard," you can say, "I try to stay committed to my responsibilities and handle everything with calm focus." Or, instead of saying, "I finish my tasks," you can say, "I make sure to complete my tasks carefully and thoughtfully." Repeat softly. I stay committed to my responsibilities. I handle my tasks with calm focus. I complete my work carefully and thoughtfully. I create steady progress throughout the day. These expressions help you sound mature and confident. Now imagine someone asks you how you stay balanced in your life. Instead of saying, I relax, you can say, I take time to unwind and recharge my energy whenever I feel overwhelmed. Or instead of saying, I take breaks, you can say, I give myself gentle breaks to stay refreshed and focused. Repeat softly, I take time to unwind and recharge my energy. I give myself gentle breaks to stay refreshed. I try to maintain a healthy balance in my day. I manage stress by staying calm and grounded. These sentences help you express your self-care habits naturally. Now, let's practice expressing thoughts about your future in a more confident, advanced way. Instead of saying, I want to speak better, you can say, I'm working towards speaking with clarity and confidence in every conversation. And instead of saying, I want a good job, you can say, I'm aiming to build a career that makes me feel fulfilled and inspired. Repeat softly, I'm working towards speaking with clarity and confidence. I'm aiming to build a fulfilling and inspiring career. I'm preparing myself for more confident conversations. I see myself growing stronger with each step. These sentences connect your present efforts to your future goals. Now imagine someone asks you how you deal with obstacles. Instead of saying, I try, you can say, I stay patient with myself and remind myself that progress takes time. Or instead of saying, I don't give up, you can say, I keep moving forward gently, even when the journey feels slow. Repeat softly, I stay patient and trust the process. I keep moving forward gently, even when it feels slow. I remind myself that every challenge teaches me something. I grow stronger through every experience. These sentences strengthen your mindset and your fluency. Now let's practice expressing your personal beliefs with advanced clarity. Instead of saying, I believe practice is good, you can say, I genuinely believe that consistent practice builds a strong foundation for long-term fluency. Or instead of saying, I think speaking is important, you can say, I feel that speaking regularly helps build natural confidence. Repeat softly, I genuinely believe that consistent practice builds fluency. I feel that regular speaking helps build natural confidence. I've come to understand the power of daily habits. I trust the process of learning and growing. These sentences express thoughtful insight. Now let's talk about expressing appreciation. Instead of saying, I'm thankful, you can say, I feel deeply grateful for all the small improvements I see in myself every day. Or instead of saying, I appreciate it, you can say, I truly appreciate the effort someone puts into helping me. Repeat gently, I feel deeply grateful for my small improvements. I truly appreciate the effort others show. I value every opportunity I get to practice. I appreciate the growth I've experienced so far. These sentences help you sound emotionally fluent. Now imagine sharing a positive moment from your day. Instead of saying, it was good, you can say, it was a peaceful moment that helped me reconnect with myself. Or instead of saying, I enjoyed it, you can say, I really enjoyed the simplicity and comfort of the moment. Repeat softly, it was a peaceful moment that helped me reconnect. I enjoyed the simplicity and comfort of the moment. It felt meaningful and calming. It brought me a sense of peace and clarity. These expressions help your storytelling sound warm and expressive. Now let's practice talking about how your English learning journey has shaped you. Instead of saying, "It helped me," you can say, "Learning English has helped me grow emotionally and intellectually. It has given me confidence in new situations and allowed me to express myself more freely." Repeat softly. Learning English has helped me grow emotionally. It has given me confidence in new situations. It allows me to express myself more freely. It has shaped the way I think and communicate. These sentences show the deeper impact of learning. Now imagine speaking about how you feel while learning. Instead of saying, "I feel good," you can say, "I feel encouraged by the progress I'm making, and it motivates me to continue learning." Or, instead of saying, "I feel bad," you can say, "I feel a little discouraged today, but I know it's just part of the learning process." Repeat softly. I feel encouraged by the progress I'm making. I feel motivated to keep learning. I feel a little discouraged sometimes, but I keep going. I understand that learning has ups and downs. These sentences sound natural and emotionally intelligent. Now let's practice expressing your strengths in a confident, advanced way. Instead of saying, "I'm good at learning," you can say, "I'm becoming stronger at learning new expressions and applying them naturally in conversations." Or, instead of saying, "I'm improving," you can say, "I'm developing my skills steadily and I can feel my confidence growing." Repeat gently. I'm becoming stronger at learning new expressions. I'm applying new phrases more naturally. I'm developing my skills steadily. I can feel my confidence growing every day. These sentences help you describe your achievements calmly and confidently. Now let's practice describing situations where you helped someone. Instead of saying, "I helped a person," you can say, "I supported someone by offering clear advice and listening with patience." Instead of saying, "I gave information," you can say, "I shared what I knew in a calm and helpful way." Repeat softly. I supported someone with patience and understanding. I offered helpful advice in a calm way. I shared my knowledge to make things easier. It felt good to help someone meaningfully. These expressions help you sound empathetic and articulate. Now imagine someone asks you how learning English has changed your thinking. You can say, "Learning English has made me more open-minded and aware of different ways people express ideas." Or instead of saying, "It made me smarter," you can say, "It expanded my thinking and helped me communicate across cultures." Repeat gently. Learning English has made me more open-minded. It expanded my thinking in new ways. It taught me to communicate across cultures. It helped me appreciate different perspectives. These sentences help you express personal growth at a deeper level. Now, let's continue with a final guided reflection practice. Repeat softly and calmly. I express myself with confidence and clarity. I feel calm and natural when I speak English. I'm improving every day through consistent practice. I'm proud of the progress I've made on this journey. I believe in my ability to grow and succeed. Let these words settle in your heart and guide your fluency. As we reach the final moments of this masterclass, I want you to take a deep breath and recognize how far you've come in this single lesson. You didn't just learn vocabulary. You didn't just repeat sentences. You actually trained your mind to think in English, express ideas with clarity, and speak with natural confidence. This journey you're on isn't about perfection. It's about becoming more comfortable, more expressive, and more connected to your English voice. Before we end today's lesson, I want to guide you through one more reflective speaking practice. These final sentences will help you internalize everything you've learned. Listen softly and repeat when you can. I'm learning to speak English with calm confidence. I'm becoming more fluent each day. I use advanced expressions naturally in my daily life. I'm proud of my progress and growth. I trust myself as a speaker of English. These final affirmations help your brain build the mindset of a fluent speaker, and over time, this mindset becomes your reality. Now, imagine a moment in the future when you're speaking English easily, maybe in a conversation with a colleague, maybe while traveling, maybe while helping someone understand something, or maybe just expressing your thoughts freely and naturally. That moment will come sooner than you think, because moments like that are built on the small steps you're taking every day. Every time you practice a sentence, listen to English, repeat an expression, or speak out loud even for a minute, you are building the version of yourself who speaks fluently. Speaking English fluently is not a talent, it's a habit, a mindset, a daily practice, and you have already proven that you're strong enough and dedicated enough to keep growing. As we close this masterclass, I want you to remember something important. Every learner goes through moments of doubt, moments of hesitation, moments of frustration, but the ones who become fluent are the ones who keep moving gently, step by step, without giving up. You are one of those learners. You've shown consistency, patience, commitment, and a real desire to grow, and that's exactly what fluency requires. So, whenever you feel unsure, come back to this masterclass, repeat the sentences, listen to the rhythm, feel the calm confidence in your voice. These practices are not just exercises, they are tools to reshape the way your mind communicates in English. And now, here are your final speaking lines for today. Repeat them softly, with confidence. I speak English with clarity and ease. I express myself naturally in daily conversations. I'm improving faster than I realize. I carry confidence into every English-speaking situation. I believe in myself, and I believe in my fluency. Let these final lines settle in your heart, because they are true. Thanks so much for spending this time with me today. I truly appreciate your effort, your focus, and your dedication during this entire masterclass. You showed patience, you showed consistency, and you took a powerful step forward in your English-speaking journey. If you found this lesson helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next masterclass. And remember to practice these sentences, use these expressions in your daily life, and keep building your confidence slowly, gently, and consistently. Your fluency is growing, your voice is getting stronger, and you are becoming the English speaker you've always wanted to be. Thank you once again. Keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and I'll see you in the next lesson.